There's a special kind of magic that happens when a Coronation Street legend posts an old clip online and the comment section suddenly turns into a full-blown fan reunion. One short Instagram reel, a single line from a co-star, and the entire Weatherfield community is suddenly united in the same heartfelt demand. Come back already. That's exactly what happened this week when Chris Gascoigne, the man who brought Peter Barlow to life for more than 2 decades, shared a nostalgic throwback from his days on the cobbles. The response from one of his most important on-screen partners was immediate, warm, and impossible to ignore. Jane Danson, better known to millions as Leanne Battersby, simply wrote, "Come back already, Peter." And the fans? They didn't just agree. They cheered, pleaded, and practically started drafting the welcome home banners. For longtime Coronation Street viewers, the moment carried real emotional weight. Peter Barlow has always been one of those characters who felt woven into the fabric of the street. The son of Ken Barlow, the troubled, charismatic, deeply flawed man whose battles with alcoholism, love, and loyalty kept audiences glued to their screens. Chris Gascoigne first stepped into the role in 2000 during the show's 40th anniversary live episode and, across several stints, made the character his own. By the time he left in late 2023, Peter had become a soap institution. His exit was one of the most moving departures in recent years. After the traumatic events surrounding the death of serial killer Stephen Reed, Peter found himself drowning in guilt and old demons. His relationship with Carla Connor had reached a natural, if painful, conclusion. In a beautifully written Christmas storyline, Carla made the ultimate act of love. She bought him a one-way ticket to Spain and set him free. On Boxing Day, Peter said his goodbyes to the people who had defined his life on the street and boarded a tram out of Weatherfield, heading for a new beginning under the Spanish sun. Chris himself spoke openly about the mixed emotions of leaving. He admitted the hardest part was walking away from the people he had worked with for nearly half his life. Yet, he also made it clear that the door was never slammed shut. "Of course, I've not ruled a return out," he said at the time. "It's been such a part of my life." Fast forward to this week, and that open door suddenly feels a little wider. Chris posted a classic #ThrowbackThursday clip showing Peter, deep in the grip of a relapse, going head-to-head with his stepmother Deirdre and sister Tracy. The moment is pure classic Corrie, raw, confrontational, and laced with the dark humor that made Peter so compelling. Chris captioned it simply, noting that Tracy's last line still makes him laugh. Then Jane Danson appeared in the comments with that forward plea, "Come back already, Peter." The replies lit up instantly. Fans piled in with pure enthusiasm. Some simply agreed. Others went further, dreaming of a reunion with Leanne. "He can be with Leanne again," one wrote. Another declared, "Yes, we need our Peter back." A third admitted, "Forever missing Peter. Corrie's not been the same since." There were even a few who wondered, only half-jokingly, whether the whole post was a carefully timed tease. It's easy to understand why the reaction has been so strong. Peter and Leanne's relationship remains one of the great modern Corrie love stories. They were messy, passionate, destructive, and somehow still magnetic. Their history runs deep. Marriage, parenthood to Simon, betrayal, reconciliation, and the kind of unfinished business that soap audiences never quite let go of. Even after Peter's departure, many fans continued to feel that particular storyline never fully closed. Jane's public invitation has only poured fuel on that long-burning fire. Meanwhile, life on the street has moved on in the years since Peter left. Leanne is currently entangled with the increasingly shadowy Idris Nasir, a relationship that already carries the distinct scent of trouble. Carla has found a new chapter with wife Lisa. The Barlow family continues without its most turbulent member. Yet the absence is still felt. Certain corners of Weatherfield simply feel quieter, without Peter's restless energy, his sharp tongue, and that ever-present risk of disaster. What makes this moment particularly interesting is the timing. Chris has been keeping busy since leaving the soap. Only recently, he teased a new television project, posting behind-the-scenes shots and declaring, "I'm back," in relation to a different production. He has also stayed connected to his former co-stars, including warm reunions with Jane Danson and Georgia Taylor. The affection between them is clearly genuine, which only makes Jane's Instagram comment feel more significant. This wasn't a calculated publicity stunt. It read like a real conversation between old friends who still miss working together. For Coronation Street, the possibility of a Peter Barlow return carries genuine storytelling potential. The character's history with so many current residents means any comeback could slot into multiple ongoing plots with relative ease. A reunion with Leanne would write itself, especially if her current relationship continues down a darker path. There is also the unfinished emotional business with Carla, the complicated father-son dynamic with Simon, and the simple fact that Ken Barlow's eldest son still has plenty of unfinished business on the street that raised him. Of course, nothing is confirmed. Soap returns are carefully managed affairs, and Chris has spoken in the past about wanting time to explore other work. Yet the door remains open. The fans are vocal, and now one of the show's most popular stars has publicly issued the invitation. In the world of Coronation Street, that combination has produced more than a few unexpected homecomings over the decades. What this moment really highlights is the enduring power of the relationships that form both on and off the screen. Jane Danson and Chris Gascoigne shared years of intense, high-stakes storylines together. That shared history clearly still means something. When she typed those 4 words, she wasn't just speaking for herself. She was giving voice to a large section of the audience that has never quite stopped missing Peter Barlow. The reaction across social media has been overwhelmingly positive. Viewers have reminisced about favorite Peter moments, debated potential storylines for a return, and expressed genuine affection for both the character and the actor who played him. In an era when soaps are constantly introducing new faces and high-concept plots, there is something deeply comforting about the collective desire to see a familiar, complicated, thoroughly Weatherfield character walk back onto those cobbles. Whether Chris Gascoigne answers the call remains to be seen. For now, the conversation itself has reminded everyone just how much Peter Barlow still matters to the show and its audience. Jane Danson said what so many fans have been thinking for more than 2 years. And in doing so, she has given the entire Coronation Street community permission to hope out loud once again. Come back already, Peter. The street is waiting. What do you think? Would you love to see Chris Gascoigne return as Peter Barlow? And if so, who should he be reunited with first? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this update, give the video a like and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss the latest Coronation Street news, spoilers, and fan reactions.